Hey y'all, I know it has been forever since I made an update. I think like 5 weeks or something like that. But I think everyone in my household has died and came back to life in that time period. We have all been sick, and I'm still sick. Um, I feel like my flu, like they said that if you get the flu, a lot of times um, you get sinusitis afterwards, and I have that. So it's never ending, on top of the fact that there is ridiculous amounts of pollen outside. Um, and I have a black vehicle, so it's yellow. Anyways, aside from that, everything is great. Edison turned 2 on March 8th, and that was just really special and wonderful. He, we went to eat dinner, and then went to go see Elmo afterwards. And it was worth it, but it wasn't in a way because the show started at 7:30 at night and he was already sleepy even though he took a nap. And it was hard to make him understand that he needed to sit there and watch it. He wanted to like go up there and dance with them and interact and blah blah blah. So yeah, but it was really fun. It was good family time. So anyway, as far as pregnancy goes, 35 weeks. I feel humongous. um, I'm exhausted all the time. I'm not sleeping at night. I can't get comfortable. The absolute only place in my whole entire house that's comfortable to sleep is on my couch. And I hate coming and getting on the couch, but there's a certain point at night where I'm just so exhausted that I just come in here and just crash for a few hours and then go back into our bedroom. So that part I can't stand. Also, I'm getting pregnancy nose, which some people don't have this problem or don't have um, this happen to them in pregnancy, but mine, part of it is red because I'm sick, but my nose, like right here, expands when I'm like towards the end of my pregnancy. With my daughter, it did it. God, when did it do it? I'd say like 36-ish weeks. With Edison, it did it earlier, like 29 weeks. So this time for me to be 35-ish weeks, um, I'm okay with that. It can do this. Uh, it's just always really funny because within, I'd say, like 3 days of giving birth, it goes back to normal. But yeah, right now it looks like this. But anyways, I have lost weight over the past 2.5 weeks of being sick and all of that jazz. I've actually lost 4 pounds, so I haven't gained any weight. He kind of got on to me a little bit, but the problem is, and y'all can back me up on this, because I explained, I'm like, number one, I can't breathe through my nose, so I can't chew and eat and breathe through my mouth at the same time without looking like a big cow. So yeah, that number one. And number two, nothing tastes good at all because I don't have the sense of smell, or the two things combined with your taste and your smell to make you be able to taste things. Like I don't have that right now, and I haven't had it for a few weeks. So um, it's just eating is just I'm just eating to not feel sick, because if I do decide, I'm just not hungry and I don't eat, I will get really nauseous. And excuse me, and I'm seriously like burping like a gross person. Burping all the time. Burping, burping, burping. At least it's not coming out the other end, but burping like a crazy person. And I necessarily haven't even had anything. Like today, I did not eat anything but a banana for breakfast and some yogurt. And then for lunch, I had 2 turkey hot dogs. And that was like 3.5 hours ago, and I'm still burping. Yucky. Anyway, What else? We are trying to get a lot of stuff done for the baby. His bed is in our room now. We need to set up pack and play. I started washing clothes. Uh, Still need to put together the bouncer. The swing is already together. I need to pre-register at my hospital. There's like a bunch of little things left to do, but other than that, I'm good. I think I'm good to go. I'm not going to be able to get a breast pump. I just couldn't find one that was even remotely in a price range that I could afford right now. So we just decided that if I can't make breastfeeding work without it, then that's just how it's gonna have to be. But yeah, it just sucks, like really wanting something for your baby or yourself when you're pregnant and not being able to get it. But it's okay. What else? I've been swelling a little bit lately, like not too bad. Um, I don't know if this is pregnancy related or what it is, me being sick, but I called the doctor yesterday because for the past couple of days, um, this is TMI, I'm sorry, just to let you know, my urine has been orange, and I don't drink anything but water, like for the most part, and I drink like lots of water, like I'm not even kidding, like ridiculous amounts of water because I have this cup and it's like a leopard print like tumbler type cup, and I just constantly keep it full of ice and refill it. Like if I had to say how many times, I'd say between 10 and 15 times a day do I refill that and drink it. And so I'm constantly drinking water. So I know that I'm not dehydrated, and I could have a bladder infection. Anyway, so I called the doctor's office and they said that you probably have a bladder infection or you're dehydrated or something of that nature, to go get some cranberry juice and to guzzle like as much as you can, um, and drink as much water, and then come see us on Monday. I already have an appointment on Tuesday, so I just called him back and said, well, I'm already coming on Tuesday. Um, what else could it be? Like, I don't think that it's that. Like, it doesn't hurt to go to the bathroom. Like, I don't have an odor or anything like that. Excuse me. It's just strictly my pee being orange. My only thought is that I don't like to take medicine. When I'm pregnant, I just don't. But I have been taking just a simple allergy pill that I was told I could take, um, just to try to alleviate some of this, like at least the dripping of my nose. And I know I can't help the sinus part. I have to just blow all that out. But I've been taking that, and that's the only thing different that I'm doing. So I don't know if maybe my body's processing that, and for some reason it's making my urine orange. I don't know. Like, if anybody has any clue, like I tried Googling it, and of course, if you Google something, like it goes to like the most severe thing it could be, and then like whatever. So who knows what it is? I just thought that's kind of weird. And their first words were like, "Well, go ahead and go into the ER and go get a urinalysis done." I was like, "Oh, wait a second." For the best, I think it was the day before this. Um, it was Wednesday. Edison was playing with the tape measure, and before anybody says anything, shut the hell up or heck up. Like, I realize that it can hurt you, which I do know now, but he forever, like for the longest part in the whole entire, he didn't know how to open the tape measure up. He would sit there and like here's the tape measure, and he would just pull it out and let it pop back in just over and over again. Well, Wednesday he figured out how to open it where it came out and where it stayed out. Well, he had pulled the whole thing out. It was cooking. And I said, Eden, could you please go and get the tape measure from your brother before he hurts himself and retract it and go put it up with your daddy's tools? Well, she did, like one end of it was here, end of it was over here, and she didn't realize he was still holding it in his hand like this. And she retracted it, and he went to pull at the same time, and it cut right here and right here, like gaping open on his little fingers. You know that when your child cries and it's not like a whiny cry or a oh crap cry, like I'm in serious pain, like help me cry. I dropped the pasta that I was draining in the sink and ran over, and blood was just pouring like out of his fingers. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, instantly the no, I didn't scream or freak or like I wanted to say like I'm a like the nurse in me. I go and grab I go and grab paper towels and just start wrapping and wrapping. Like I did it between and then wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. It was just squeezing. He's screaming at this point. And, you know, I know for the most part you're not supposed to move that once you put that there, but I couldn't see how bad it was because there was so much blood. But I knew for a fact the thumb one was like this much gaping open, and this one, like, at least was separated. So I'm wrapping and wrapping and wrapping, and I'm holding pressure, and he's just screaming. Within a minute, like the probably the 5 napkins I wrapped, it was soaked through. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, you know, I think you need to come over here. I think I'm gonna have to take him to the ER and get stitches. Well, she reminds me that our interstate here to get anywhere is backed up for like 10 miles. No one can get through. Like, how am I going to get him to the ER? How am I going to hold pressure on it in the car and drive anyway? So I ended up calling an ambulance, thinking that they would at least just get his finger wrapped and stabilized for me so that we could go take him, I could go drive him to like a minor care or something and get stitches. But when we got here, they were like, yeah, we probably need to take him to the ER. It's pretty bad. And then they reminded me of the traffic. So they said, we'll go to a different hospital, which I wasn't happy with because I don't like this hospital, but okay. So we get there, and here's my 2-year-old, like, crying with blood pouring out of his fingers. At this point, it's not pouring anymore, but it's still bleeding. And they want us to go sit in the waiting room of the ER because stitches are not a priority regardless of what age you're in, regardless of the severity of the cut. It's not a priority. There was more priority, like, I don't understand that. Like, people have heart attacks and, like, you know, chest pain and strokes. I understand all of that. But he's 2. Like, he's 2 years old. How do I make him understand? Anyway, and so we sit there for like probably 3 hours, and I said, I'm not doing this anymore. This is ridiculous. Like, he's in pain. He hasn't had any Tylenol. Hasn't eaten anything. It's like 7 something at night now at this point. So Wayne was there with me. My mom took Eden home. And we go to a minor care facility in the next town over, which was where I wanted to go initially. In the first place, the traffic had cleared up. And sit there for another 3 hours. He ended up getting 4 stitches in his thumb and 2 in this finger. And let me tell y'all what, that was probably the hardest, or one of the hardest, because Eden has went through some stuff. Hardest things I've ever had to sit there and do. They had to PD wrap him with that arm sticking out. I just had his head, like, holding his head. It was so horrible. It was, me and Wayne were both crying the whole entire time. We just both sat there and just cried, like, with him. And even though they numbed it, he was still like, ouch, it hurts, and ouch. I was like, oh my gosh, like, don't do this to mommy. But it's just, now he's on some antibiotics. I'm cleaning the dressing like every 4 hours. It's not bleeding anymore, obviously, because he got stitches, but I'm cleaning it every 4 hours and putting ointment on it, and hopefully we'll have a full recovery. Then we're going to go through getting the stitches out in 7 to 10 days, so that's going to be lovely. But anyway, I'm okay. The baby, Holden's okay. It's just my other family and myself have not been okay for the past week. 2 weeks. Okay, I have a dress on, so I can't do a full belly shot. And the sun's like right in the way. But this is almost 35 weeks. Back up a little bit. Here's from this side. I feel ginormous. There's the front. Try to get in that sunlight so you can see. Yeah. Big old belly. Everybody I see is like, oh my! And then like there's people at church that are due like right now and they're not as big as me. I'm like, okay. I'm not having twins. Anyway, I have a doctor's appointment, like I said, Monday or Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. And I'll update you guys after that. Hopefully. I know I said that last time, but I'm sorry. Nothing's going on. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.